So today I'm going to do a quick video. It's going to be 3 minutes long and I'm going to talk about injuries. I've just started my training program for my 8th Ironman in the last 3.5 years, and typically that's a 6-month program. And I always say to people, you know, the big challenge with Ironman, there's lots of challenges, but one of the biggest challenges with Ironman, and in fact any endurance race, is getting to the start line injury free and healthy. So 2 weeks into my training program, I've picked up a calf strain. It's created lots of emotions. It's very frustrating. I'm anxious about my training program. I want to make sure that I get back training every day. I want to be as strong as I can whenever I get to the start line in Cork in June. So it's very, very, very frustrating whenever you do pick up injuries and pick up niggles at the start, in the middle, or at the end of any particular training program. So this particular video, I want to share with you three reasons, 3 tips to deal with injuries if you pick up an injury in the middle of your training program or in any kind of training program. The first thing you need to do is you need to stop training. There's a lot of people that speak to me, that engage with me, and they maybe cut their training back, or they're maybe feeling something and they take it a bit easier on the bike. But the first thing I would recommend is that you stop training. There's no point aggravating the injury. It could make things worse, and ultimately if you keep training and you keep going and you persevere and you're stubborn, then you could end up causing yourself a really bad injury and you won't be able to get to the start line of your race. That's not a good idea. So stop training. The second thing you need to do is, and I'm accustomed to this now, is you need to take advice. And really that could be speaking to other athletes, speaking to particularly your physio. If you haven't got a physio, get a physio. You know, if you're training for a marathon, if you're training for an Ironman, if you're training for a triathlon, it's very important. One of the ways that you're going to be successful is that you take advice, you do your research, and you have 2 or 3 people around you that can help you whenever you need that advice or guidance. So the second thing that you need to do is you need to take advice on the injury. So for me, that would always be visiting my physiotherapist who's in Belfast, and I've been using him now for quite some time. And between him and myself, we come to some form of arrangement, recovery program that will help me get back on track. And then the third tip that I want to give you in terms of dealing with an injury, if you pick this up during your training program, is to focus on what you can do. Too many people, whenever they pick up injuries, they say, oh, I can't train, or I've got a groin strain, or I've got a problem with my arm or my leg or whatever. But you can always do something. And for me at the moment, I've got a calf strain, so what can I do? Instead of focusing on what I can't do, what can I do? So at the moment, I'm swimming. And when something bad happens in life in general, something good always comes out of it. And for me, with a calf injury at the moment, my swimming's getting stronger. This week I broke my new personal best in the pool. I swam yesterday 1.7 miles in 58 minutes. I wasn't able to do that before. So because I've got a calf injury, that means I can swim more. And the other thing that most of us don't do whenever we pick up injuries, and most of us don't do this no matter what, whether we're injured or not, is we don't stretch enough and we don't recover enough. And in the evening times, instead of maybe watching TV for half an hour, I would encourage people to stretch, to recover, to focus on getting healthier, on getting better. You might put some reading in there. But the third tip that I want to give you, which I've given you now, in dealing with injuries in any training program, is to focus on what you can do, not what you can't do. So number 1, stop training. Number 2 is to take advice. And number 3 is to focus on what you can do, not what you can't do.